included in the MCC stack. And for me, those are particularly interesting because the number of change orders, for instance, is really related to the planning on both sides. So poor planning, poor protocol design, or bad site selection, bad planning on both sides winds up with either cost overrun, out of scope, and another point of unhappiness. So I really look forward to seeing business metrics related back to the operations metrics. So is there a good protocol design? Did you do feasibility? And then what's the impact on your contract? What I've seen is that in the organizations that have good governance and have relationship management or some sort of higher level review of the contracted metrics, there's an improvement in the relationship overall. So we really didn't talk about that relationship piece, but I know that Cory looks at it as one of the links. So if you have a satisfaction measure, you know, you did a good job, but was it satisfying? Okay. If you have a chance to discuss, it's like a marriage. If you don't ever meet and talk about your differences, the marriage isn't going to last for very long. Okay. So in the operations side, then, there are several things. You're trying to reduce cost, reduce the time, reduce the resource burden, and improve the quality. So if you do this in a closed cell and nobody shares the data and nobody talks about how they succeeded or how they failed on a particular project within the organizations, then you're going to make the same mistakes. And so in 1985, I gave a talk at ACRP about site selection. Nobody wanted to talk about benchmarking sites, performance, and being able to collect the data about who performed and who didn't. And you know what? Here it is, 2010, and people still aren't doing that. So, you know, shame on us. So really there's an imperative to improve the process, improve the execution, so we get better quality, reduce the number of resources that get applied, take a look to see whether that impacts the quality, and then find the best-in-class processes and discuss them. So industry-wide definitions make reporting a lot simpler for everybody. If you understand what data we're giving you, we don't have to spend hours on the phone talking about trending that doesn't make sense to you. And we'll provide you with data that is actionable. The analysis then helps you get to root cause. So we talk about Six Sigma process and making change and testing and looking at the performance. If you don't measure and you don't database the data, you can't assess whether or not you're making meaningful and substantive change to your process and whether that has any effect on your bottom line. The addition of governance then opens the door for deeper discussions and understanding about processes. And I think if you take a look at the governance, you'll understand that there's a real reason to get those metrics in the hands of the executive level, because those are the people that can actually force change in the organization. You need to measure internal and external metrics. So I have clients that come in and say, we want to do this study and we think it's going to take this long, we need this number of centers, and these are the turnaround times you want. We go, can we adjust the timeline? And they go, well, you can't lengthen the timeline. We go, no, we don't want to lengthen the timeline, it's just that we can do better than that. And they don't know where they fall. So I think by using the tool to collect metrics internally, if you're a sponsor company, so that you can benchmark your own internal processes against the external processes, you're going to be surprised that there are people that are doing better than you. Not only between sponsors, but even within a sponsor, that there are certain therapeutic areas that are using the same vendors that are doing different.